was Desiree and Candace that I had a hard time really fleshing out their relationship. And Candace came to me a little bit easier than Desiree did at first, right? I was sitting here thinking about the name, like Candace with a K. That's what really stuck out to me about her. She came pretty quickly, pretty well formed as this older woman, right, in her mid 30s, who's part of like professional groups. She's she's moving forward in her career. She's come back to school again for to pursue her own and stuff like that. So she's definitely um, came together better in my mind as an actual character than Desiree did at first, right? So that got me thinking maybe Candace is the main character, but I don't want, like I said, what I don't want is how Stella got her groove back. And obviously 34 and 26 is not that exactly, right? It's not that at all. But it is a different dynamic than I want it to be. I want these two to be equals, right? I want them to be kind of like, because that's the status play, right? Another thing that I learned in my playwriting class was that it's necessary to have those types of shifts in status in a play. I mean, in a story, right? It's what keeps things interesting. It's does this character have the upper hand? I gotta keep reading the camera. Does this character have the upper hand? Does this character have the upper hand? Right. So, if I suppose you could start off at a point where, because of her age and her experience, you might think that Candace is more has higher status than Ronan does, right? Because of her educational stuff and stuff like that. But I don't want like. Well, I guess it's an easy way to set up conflict, right? I guess I gotta stop making things hard for myself. Okay, so if Desiree is no longer the main character, right? Candace is now the main female character. And I even like her saying, like, introducing herself like, hi, I'm Candace with a K. Like I feel like that's a character's line, right? That is something that you define a character around. Candace with a K, right? So Candace with a K. She's 30. Well, I got all these notes already. Let me see if I can find what I wrote down about her in the notes. Um, what did I say? 33 years old, back on campus, master's degree in poli sci, impressed by Desiree's drive. They met in a graduate level seminar. Okay, right? So, what it could be is that Candace is 34. For some reason, the age 34 is sticking out to me. So, I'm going to say 34 instead of 33, right? Candace is 34 years old. Um, no kids. Hmm. So Candace, 34-year-old, 30. Maybe I just take it out of school because she's older. Part of part of what I was thinking too, and actually I might need to do just do a little bit of separate thinking about this too, right? Is maybe changing the setting as well, right? Because I said it in school because I think that school it was a suggestion from a friend of mine. I think that school is one of the places that offers the best um, the best place for those for those changes in status, right? Because everything is kind of so rigid and and lined down and lined out, right? Very clearly, very clear lines of hierarchy, very clear lines of authority, very clear lines of like this is good, this is bad. You got an A here, an F here. You pass this, you pass, you fail that. It makes it really, really easy to like. It's a great structure to write in, right? And so I actually want to keep it there. I just got to think about it as an adult student. And I was an adult student, right? I was 27 when I graduated from undergrad. I started um I started my last school. I was 23. I was already an adult student when I started school at Trinity College. So from 23 to 27, I was an adult student, and so I talked to a lot of adult students. And it's definitely a different experience being an adult on campus than being a kid on campus. But so yeah, I'll stick with that. All right, 34 years old, no kids. Um, like I said, yeah, she's already no kids. Maybe she's coming back for her master's now. That's what it'll be. Coming back for master's now. Yeah, okay. That works actually. Well, she's been around, she's lived a little bit. She possesses she possesses um more knowledge of self. So I actually think that maybe what I want to do is actually have on this order chaos thing, right? Because I imagine that because she had more experience and had more things, had herself put together a little bit better, that she would be closer to the order part. But, you know, if I think about it from my own perspective, that as I've gotten older, that's when I've become less certain of myself and I feel like more open to the possibilities of my own life. So if if she starts, she's not in chaos. She's moving towards order. So if she starts here actually, right? Makes her a more interesting and dynamic character, honestly, too, right? She's in this moment of self-discovery. So that might be why she would even mess with a guy like Ronan anyways, right? Okay, I like that actually. Coming back from Masters, but who is she at heart, right? Okay, so if Ronan needs reassurance and guidance and love, right? Then I want Kandace to be someone not necessarily who is the opposite of that, right? But like someone who pokes at that thing, right? And I think about it like this. I had a relationship before where I really got along with the woman I was seeing, except that like you imagine us fitting together like puzzle pieces, except on the puzzle piece that you put together, imagine like these two big red buttons. So we fit together really well, but we press each other's red buttons, right? And that would just lead to some really, really, really um, like explosive and frustrating arguments sometimes, right? So I want to think about Ronan and Kandace like that as puzzle pieces that fit together, but that have really big red buttons on the parts that fit together, right? So if Ronan wants love and um, love and acceptance, right? Then Kandace wants. She's someone who's driven. She's someone who has come back to school because she wants to be there, not like Ronan, who feels like he has no choice but to be there. She wants recognition for who she is, right? it's really fascinating to me to think about the two main characters having the same desire but slightly different, right? Whereas if Ronan is looking for the recognition of his value that he doesn't see himself, partly, right? And Candace is looking for the recognition of the value that she does see, right? If Ronan doesn't see his value, which is why he's always looking for it from someone else, right? If he can't see his own, and Kandace wants recognition of what she is, right? So, the problem between these two main characters is that Ronan can't give her that, right? He can't recognize her value because he can't see his own. And then there's Kandace, who is, you know, self-assured. Oops. Jeez, can't see that. I gotta start making sure that you can see what I'm writing. So, like I said, Ronan doesn't see his value. Kandace wants recognition of what she is, right? And Ronan can't do that because Ronan can't recognize her value because he doesn't see his own. So then on the other side, Kandace, self-assured and confident, and Ronan is, I don't want him to sound mopey and like, but I think I know what you mean when I write about Ronan being like, Ronan is I guess unsure and learning, I guess I would say. Maybe put it that way, right? And Kandace can't give him the reassurance that he wants because Kandace is like, find it within, like I did, right? So they both kind of have the same issue, right? Wanting love and praise, right? Where Ronan is basically trying to take in love and praise to fill himself up because he doesn't have it, right? And Kandace is trying to finally be recognized for the amazing thing that she's already done and what she's already accomplished. And so I think that sets up a neat dynamic between the two of them, right?